All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Dakota here with Luxvoni.com, coming at you live today with the one and only Entrepreneurial Psychology Masterclass. This is lesson number 6 in the Masterclass, and on today's video, we're going to be talking about your individual openness score and whether that score is going to hinder you from evolving into a super successful and powerful entrepreneur, or if that score is going to enable you to evolve, create tons of impact, create tons of innovation, and of course, get paid very well based off the innovation and the problems that you solve. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Now, if you have your Big 5 type indicator psychometric assessment, pull that bad boy up on one side of your screen, scroll down to your openness score, and we're going to go through this and talk about what that score means. Now, when it comes to openness, this is a trait that's associated with 1, of course, openness, and 2, of course, experience. And when we talk about this personality trait, it's really comprised of 2 core elements. We have openness. This is creativity and, of course, interest in aesthetics. And then we have intellect. This is intelligence. This is interest in ideas, the ability to hold opposing ideas in the same hand and really look through those and not be so black and white, if you will. Now, people who score high in openness, they typically value art. They're typically people that can get lost in thought. They are very interested in music. They often find themselves immersed in music, and they're people that really need some type of creative outlet, whether that's building a car, whether that's doing some art, whether that's creating content just like this. They have to have some type of creative outlet to feel fulfilled. Now, the cool thing is about openness is one of the personality facets that are directly correlated with an individual's IQ, which is very important. So people who score high in openness, these are your high IQ individuals when compared to people who score low in openness. There is data to prove that. There is direct correlation to prove that. So just think about this. The higher you score, if you score above average, your IQ is probably higher than a lot of other people. So use that to your advantage. Now, people who score high in openness, they're also individuals that don't mind solving complex problems. They understand abstract ideas, and they can also handle tons of information and opposing views, and they're very good at solving super complex problems. People who score high in openness, these people typically enjoy reading. They have a rich vocabulary. They also think very quickly. They learn very quickly, and they can formulate ideas very quickly, right? They're quick, they're sharp, they can come up with things and really see through all the noise and get to the conclusion or the verdict of a particular hypothesis. Now, people who score high in openness, they often value nature. They like the beauty in things. They're very detail-oriented people. They can find a lot of fulfillment in art, architecture, things of that nature, traveling the world, whatever it may be. But, scoring high in openness when it comes to being a professional or an entrepreneur, this does support ungodly amounts of innovation. So if you score above average in openness, you're in good shape because you're going to be creative, you're going to innovate, you're going to think of new ways, you're going to be able to hold opposing ideas in the same hand and balance those out and look through those. So that is definitely a pro to scoring high in openness. Now, as far as career paths for people who score high in openness, for entrepreneurs and founders, it's great to be open because you're going to have to be open to adjusting to markets. You're going to have to be open to getting constructive feedback from failing and everything in between. C-suite executives are also very open people typically. Graphic designers, anything creative, you're talking web design, image design, whatever it may be. Philosophers, artists, and publicists. So those are your career paths for people who score high in openness. Now, people who score low in openness, these are more of your practical people. They're not very creative, right? These are your bankers. These are your professors. These are your financial analysts. These are your auditors. These are your accountants. And these are your contractors. So if you score high in openness, yes, it will support you in making more money. If you score low in openness, it will disempower you a bit, but don't let it hold you back. This is one of those personality facets that can support you, can give you an edge, but it's not a make it or break it for making money, getting to your goals, and having tons of fulfillment in the process. So if you score high in openness, your chances of becoming a wildly successful entrepreneur, they're extremely high. If you score low in openness, this won't break your entrepreneurial spirit. Don't need to feel bad if you're looking at your psychometric assessment right now and you score average or a little bit below average or super low on that assessment. Don't sweat it. You can work on this. You can improve it. It will help you to work on this a little bit and get a little bit more open. I score super high in consciousness, and I also score very low in disagreeableness. So with that being said, I'm very habit driven. When it comes to creative art, things like that, I love doing. But sometimes opposing ideas or things that I'm not really think about, one of my first things to do is just shut it off and say no, which has hindered me over the years. So I've been working on this personality facet myself for years and years, trying to be more open. I scored a little bit below average, about 53%, if you will. I think I'm now somewhere around 60%, 57%, which is a little bit above average, but it doesn't give me a huge edge. But with that being said, if you're an entrepreneur, you scored super high, you're in great shape. This will support you. If you scored very low, just be conscious of it, understand it, work on it, try to improve it. And if you scored low, here's some things you can do that I've been able to do that has helped me increase my individual openness score. Now, if you look at the right of the screen, this is my first Big 5 type indicator psychometric assessment that I took years ago. And as you can see, my score was 54% and the average is about 58%. So not too dramatic there. I'm very habit driven. I'm very disciplined. So that may affect that to some extent. But it's really great if you score high in consciousness and also high in openness, which is why I've been working on this. But the first thing you can do if you scored low on this and you want to increase this facet just a little bit is, one, you can find a clinical psychologist who can work with you through regular therapy. It's your life. It's your fulfillment. You might as well be extreme. You're talking about your future. So that's one great resource and option that you can use. The second thing that has helped me a little bit is being open to new ideas. Being open to other people's views, being open to, innovation, if you will. Sometimes when you get going and you've had a lot of success and you look back, you think that you're the only one or your strategy's better than other people's. It's sometimes good to keep that open mind. So just think about that. When somebody presents something with you, don't shut them down. Listen to them. They may have a little nugget there that can change the projection of your entire business. Third thing that you can do here is, like me, I have problems with being, completely present in the moment. I have so much stuff going on. I'm constantly thinking. I'm constantly brainstorming. So one thing you can do is learn to cut that phone off, learn to be present in the moment, learn to, value what you have in front of you, and try not to get too caught up in the future, if you will. Third thing you can do here is, or the fourth thing you can do here is adopt some type of reading practice. Get into some books, consume content, learn stuff from different industries, whether it's business, whether it's whatever, but pick up a bunch of different books and start reading daily, every single day. 45 minutes to an hour a day is what I do. This has helped me dramatically get open to new ideas, see different trends in the market, and it's really helped me become more open. Next thing you can do here is don't be so quick to shut things down. Keep an open mind. Don't be so black and white. It's often as people, we're so black and white. For example, we're sitting down at a table, somebody brings up politics, if you will. One side of the table hates Donald Trump. The other side of the table loves Donald Trump. And then the entire table breaks out into a fight for somebody that they've never met and something that they're not even qualified to have an opinion on because they've never ran a country. So I think that that's very important to be able to understand those views and don't be so black and white. Understand that there's some gray to everything. So that can really help you there. Now, that concludes lesson number 6 of the Entrepreneurial Psychology Masterclass. We're going to see you on lesson number 7. In the next video, we're going to give you 3 assessments, 3 profiles of what makes up the most successful entrepreneurs. And we're going to blend all of these together and show you the perfect personality facets to be an entrepreneur. So you're going to absolutely love that video. If you enjoyed this video, do us a massive favor, subscribe to the YouTube channel Give us a thumbs up on this so we know that you guys are liking the content so we can adjust accordingly. And if you haven't hit that little bell button below this video and you enjoyed this content and you want to receive notifications every time we release content like this, which is about 2 to 3 times a day, hit that bell button and you'll be notified. Enjoy the day, be great, and we'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks again.